You might be a highly sensitive person if you've ever wondered if you're more sensitive than the people around you. But what is a person who is very sensitive? People's voices and facial expressions, for example, can have a big effect on someone who is highly sensitive. Having a high level of sensitivity can make you feel alone or different. But being very sensitive is not a disorder, it's just a part of a person's personality. This isn't something to fix or change, instead, it's something to learn more about and make the most of. Being highly sensitive to sensory input, people, and the environment is exactly what it sounds like, but there's more to know. Some people find that getting help from a therapist who has worked with highly sensitive people before can help them learn healthy ways to deal with stress, set and keep healthy boundaries, navigate relationships, and build on their strengths as highly sensitive people. What makes you a person with a lot of sensitivity? If you're in highly sensitive people, you may have heard that you're too sensitive, which is a curse that many sensitive people have to deal with. Sadly, this common reaction doesn't just happen once in a while for many highly sensitive people. Still, you should stop thinking negatively because there's nothing wrong with being sensitive, and highly sensitive people have many good qualities that other people don't have. Highly sensitive people have an evolved trait that makes them sensitive to how their senses are processed. This trait affects a lot of different parts of your life, but from an evolutionary point of view, it may be easier for you to spot danger than your peers, and you're also great at figuring out things like social cues and body language. The sensitivity of a person's central nervous system, which is sometimes called sensitivity to sensory processing, is what makes them very sensitive. It includes being sensitive to bright lights, loud noises, energy, and more. They are more likely to be overstimulated by their environment because of all these stimuli, but they also pick up on the subtext of the world around them much more quickly than people who are not highly sensitive people. Signs that you are very sensitive. People who aren't highly sensitive people are often the ones who take the time to point out your traits. If you've ever been told that you overthink things or that you're too nice, these could be early signs that you're a highly sensitive people. Because being a highly sensitive people affects many parts of your life and how you respond to things, here are some signs. You have a lot going on inside of you. Highly sensitive people often have a rich inner life that seems even more exciting to them than what's going on in the outside world. This means that they spend a lot of time analyzing ideas and thinking about deep topics instead of talking out loud about their thoughts. But does this inner life mean that everyone who is very sensitive is an introvert? No. But there is a strong link between the two characteristics. Most highly sensitive people are also introverts. About 70% of highly sensitive people are introverts, while 30% are extrovert. So, if you're a highly sensitive people, it's very likely that you're also an introvert. You feel and care about other people. The way these people feel goes hand in hand with the way they are. Since these qualities go together, a highly sensitive person identifies so much with the human condition that they avoid entertainment with too much violence because it bothers them. Also, it bothers them a lot when someone they know is having a hard time and they can't help. Highly sensitive people see everyone as a valuable, fragile person who needs to be loved, cared for, and comforted. Because they can't tell themselves apart from other people's feelings, they tend to avoid conflict and confrontations that hurt other people. You get hurt by criticism, complaints, and jabs. Even though highly sensitive people can learn to handle constructive criticism, it's hard for them to take criticism about their personality or actions. If someone in their close circle calls them out on a certain action or habit, even if it's true, a highly sensitive person finds it hard to accept it. Even though highly sensitive people are good at understanding other people, when someone criticizes their actions or personality, it can hurt them for hours, days, weeks, or even months. These people often think about things that bother them and keep it to themselves until they decide it's time to talk to the person who started the criticism or complaint. Any feeling you have is very strong. No matter what makes a highly sensitive people upset, their feelings will be strong. A sad movie? Yes, it will be impossible for you not to cry. A bad temper on the road? Because this person isn't paying attention, you're probably going to get angry at yourself. A book that speaks to you? You'll talk about this book as one of your favorites for a long time. You'll cry just as much the second time you read it as you did the first. You are moved by things like art and beauty. Your friends might be looking at the Mona Lisa and feeling calm, but you're feeling inspired, amazed, and happy on the inside. Beauty and art make you feel like you're alive, and you can't get enough of these things that show you what it's like to be human. Your environment affects you. No matter where you are or what you're doing, if your surroundings make you feel uneasy, it will change how you act and what you think. For example, crowded places with a lot of noise and bright lights can make you feel uneasy. When you hear loud noises, fights, and shouting, you want to run away. And bad energy or vibe makes you feel tired and on edge. Even clothes that are too tight or too rough make you want to jump right out of your skin. You're smart and have a different feeling. It's normal for these people to feel different from their peers. People may not understand highly sensitive people's needs and feelings because they are so intuitive and affected by their environment. For example, a highly sensitive person who is overwhelmed by the emotional energy of a room won't find their non-highly sensitive people friend understanding of their feelings or worries. You get stressed out easily and want to be alone. If you are a highly sensitive person, you are overstimulated every day to a very high level. Because everything around you affects you, it's hard to focus on one thing at a time, let alone do more than one thing at once. Also, because of the constant stimulation, highly sensitive people often get tired more quickly and need time alone to rest. How common are people who are very sensitive? These people are less common than the rest of the population, but they may not be as rare as you think. The results of a scientific study show that about 30% of adults are highly sensitive people. According to other studies, the number is more like 15%. Being this person has its pros and cons. A highly sensitive person will have different strengths and problems than people who are not highly sensitive. These things are: strengths, higher empathy and social skills to notice things like someone's overall mood or body language, ability to spot dangerous signs in the environment, greater appreciation for art, nice smells, or fine foods, a better understanding of how other people feel, a deeper understanding of people and the joys of life. Challenges: difficulty juggling many things at once when they are too busy, overstimulation in places that are too chaotic, less able to handle violence, blood, and death even in fiction, anxiety and not being able to handle criticism and conflict. It's hard to say no and face other people. Taking on the responsibility of making sure others are happy. Putting yourself down the most. Living as a person who is very sensitive. If you're a highly sensitive people, you'll face some problems in your life because most people aren't highly sensitive people and don't understand you. Even with these problems, it's important to remember that being sensitive is neither a weakness nor a mistake. To help you get through it, add these things to your life. Stay away from people who are negative and don't try to understand you. If certain things bother you, stay away from them. Respect your limits and be honest with other people about them. Remember that you're not perfect, so don't let your desire to be perfect or your sensitivity to criticism run your life. Take care of yourself regularly and give yourself enough time alone. Say no to requests that are too much. Keep a good attitude and build good habits in your daily life. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.